So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-1-94, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. We join our story in the bleak hills of the Simpo Uplands, a barren and windswept place, devoid of any life. Devoid, but for the crew of smugglers carefully negotiating the rat-blasted hellscape.
The locals say these hills are haunted.
What locals? There are no locals. Not anymore.
That half-blind fortune teller in Arsum said these hills were wild with evil spirits.
She called them Jinn.
The bigger question is, how the hell a half-blind fortune teller in Arsum knew to talk about these hills at all? Did we not agree to keep quiet about coming here? Simple was a restricted sector. Sardaukar kill on sight if they find you.
I didn't say we were coming. I asked if it was haunted. Chingo and Max were saying it was, and I don't want any part of any ghosts or jinns or whatever.
So, what'd your half-blind fortune teller say?
He told us an old grabbing tale about the jinn. Angry spirits, born when someone dies suddenly and violently, without knowing the how or why of it. Sorry, Stisk. Val said you had people in Simpo.
Contact. Get ready. Around the next bend on my mark. Go!
Hold up! Hold up!
What? What is it?
I didn't know what it was, but I got some on my boots.
I got it in my mouth.
Looks like it could have been a kid fox. There's a bit of tail.
Boss, if anyone else is in this sector, that was very loud.
What are we doing here anyway? I'm told this is a restricted sector. The Sardaukar kill on sight.
This one's got a sense of humor. Let's kill her.
Ha! You can try.
Time to move.
We're here for an old family heirloom. A necklace I left in the care of my sister.
Didn't mark you as the sentimental type.
Sentimental got nothing to do with it. What's mine is mine. As long as my toad of a mother didn't find it and trade it for a pinch of spice.
What makes you think it isn't a hardened pile of scrap with the rest of the place?
Maybe it is. That's what we're here to find out.
What is this stuff?
Regular old sand. Heated to 5,500 degrees.
Who did this?
Surprised you don't know. Your Honorable Duke was in the thick of it.
It was before she arrived on Arrakis, and not a story either side wishes to tell.
What story, Fel?
Simpo was a Harkonnen village, even after Shaddam took Arrakis from us.
He means the village elders were bought and paid for.
Anyway, it seems the town water system had a crack in it, or a deficiency of some kind. But no matter how many times the village petitioned us for help, they were met with typical Harkonnen indifference. Granted, we had a war of assassins to wage, and there were other priorities. But that didn't sit so well with the younger folk in the town.
Seems that dying of thirst makes you cranky. Go figure.
So let me guess. They went behind your backs to the Atreides.
Yeah, you got a smart one here, Val. Don't screw it up.
Of course. The clever bastard Tufir Hawat immediately saw both the strategic and propagandic value in turning a Harkonnen stronghold. Duke Leto tasked his best men with the job.
You know, I don't think propagandic is a word, big ox.
What did the Harks do?
Harkonnen loyalists within the town began a campaign of sabotage to discredit the Atreides and undermine the sister project.
Typical Harkonnen treachery.
A superficial investigation uncovered the treachery, but the Atreides engineers couldn't prove their innocence and were ultimately arrested.
I'm sure that didn't sit well with the Duke.
The Atreides acted quickly and decisively, deploying a full garrison to free their engineers and install the younger upstart villagers as the new town leadership.
I'm sure that fat slig of a baron loved to hear that.
He did not. But he was spread too thin to do much about it. Even when the new town leadership formalized their fealty to House Atreides.
Good for them. Sorry, though, but your old crew were a band of snakes.
You must never be sorry for observing the truth. But at the same time, snakes are at their most dangerous when cornered.
What happened?
The Baron grew tired of losing ground to the Atreides, and dispatched the biggest snake of all to fix his nephew's problems.
Peter de Vries, the Lord High Snake himself.
Upon returning to Arrakis, Peter de Vries's first order of business was to organize the destruction of Simpo, as a warning and message to those who contemplated his loyalty. A massive host of Harkonnen House troops arrived in the dead of night to encompass the town. Outnumbered and surrounded, it was all the Atreides could do to fall back and await reinforcements.
The Harkonnen went on to execute all 27 of the young villagers who collaborated with the Atreides. My sister Sigrid among them.
I did not know that.
Of course you didn't, kid, but I don't hold that against you. I hold it against every other living and breathing Harkonnen and anyone who serves them.
That still doesn't explain the melted sand.
When the sun rose the next morning, the Atreides emerged from their bunker to find the Harkonnens were gone. Their relief was short-lived, though, when fire began to rain from the sky.
The Baron kept a stockpile of ancient siege artillery from the old Empire.
And did this?
The Atreides force and most of the town were incinerated in their beds. Just in time for a massive Coriolis storm to come along and blow away anything left behind.
Sorry to interrupt your Greek tragedy, but I think we're being followed.
We are. The last 2 clicks or so. Keep going, we're almost there.
Almost where?
The rubble pile that used to be my home. This way. Here it is. Not much to look at topside.
Topside?
Cover me.
A trapdoor.
Guess I was born a smuggler. Pull it shut behind you.
Damn. It's all scorched and melted.
I was worried about that. The heat from the bombardment must have cooked this place like an oven.
So we came all this way for nothing.
Not for nothing. They're in business.
Huh. What kind of necklace is that?
Shit. I thought we'd have more time.
What's the plan here, boss?
Same as always. Kill them before they kill us.
What's waiting for us up there, Stisk?
Probably half the scabs in the Haga Basin.
Oof, that's a lot of scabbies.
How are we on ammo? We don't have far to go.
We don't?
Trust me, we'll be back in Carthag before sundown. First round's on me. On 3, you're gonna put a full burst through the hatch.
And then?
We run like hell.
That's not a plan.
3, 2, shoot! Go, go, go!
Multiple contacts! All around us!
Weapons hot! With me!
Reloading!
Reloading!
Head for that ruined house!
By the way, boss, Carthag's been dry for months. Beast Rabban has ordered a total prohibition on alcohol.
I know! He's a real bastard!
Then what are we drinking when we get there?
Oh, ye of little faith! On 3, we grenade and move! 3, 2, grenades out! Yeah! Almost there!
Where?
Box Canyon! Just down this grade!
A box canyon? That doesn't sound good.
Go, go, go! Keep going! All the way to the back!
The end of what? The dead end?
Here!
Where? Oh, shit. The canyon wall is fading. It's...
A Solito hologram.
That's a big door.
Locked.
Lucky we have the key.
Haha. Your sentimental family heirloom.
It is now. Inside! Quick! Closing doors! Val, get the light.
You know this is overkill.
The gunship isn't for the scavs. Check the hold.
Shy Halud. That's a lot of booze.
Stisk, you crafty devil!
Told you, Val. First round's on me.
Buckle in. Next stop, Carthage.
Hey. Hello, friendo. Are you over in that Atreides fortress? It is fucking cool. Thank you. Absolutely badass base. Love it. Take care.
This is Dune Man Keith Villari, reminding you to ground yourself and your equipment, my
headed down on a position. Aye. And you were made that day. Be profitable. Be safe.
Secrets and lies run deep in the crew of a legendary spice harvester. It seems there is more to fear on the dunes than monstrous worms and deadly storms. Sometimes, death comes in the guise of those you trust the most. Join us on our continued search for the truth behind the disappearance of Chief Jarek Thorne. It's
Death on the Titan. Episode 2. Web of Fear.
Crew Chief Jarek Thorne died under questionable circumstances following a heated argument with deckhand Rico Marr. And while searching Rico's locker, Captain Noah discovered a coded message from Atreides intelligence addressed to the dead crew chief. I started the day by reviewing the recording of Captain Noah's initial interrogation of Rico Marr.
Rico, now why don't you come clean? We found the Mimic film in your locker. How'd it get there? Look, you can tell me. Or you can wait until whatever hatchet man the Spice Miners Guild is sending. And you know what his job is gonna be.
Solve Chief Thorne's murder.
No, you idiot. Chief Thorne's death is the least of it. The man the Guild sends is here to get the spice flowing again. And that won't happen until the crew settles.
It won't?
No, unfortunately for you. Chief Thorne was well liked, and the crew was out for blood. I suppose the easiest thing for me to do would be to hand you over. Let the crew tear you apart, throw the pieces overboard.
I don't know anything about any Mnemic film or anything like that. Someone must have planted it.
I need more from you, Rico. How did you know about the message, and who ordered you to steal it?
No. Why would I risk everything for some stupid message? Yes, Thorne and I fought. But that doesn't mean I killed him.
Rico was adamant that he spent the night of Thorne's murder alone, in his bunk. That is, until a witness came forward saying otherwise.
Sorry, Captain, I didn't remember it first, but I did see Rico that night.
You saw him? Where?
Slipping into the sugar wire hut.
Okay, I was there. I saw the message come in and I took it. But I didn't kill Thorne.
It was at this point I arrived on the Titan and witnessed the following.
Why did you take the message?
I thought it might give me some dirt on Thorne. Something I could use against him. He was threatening to ruin my life.
Give me your hand, Rico.
Sir?
Your hand, son. Place it flat on the table.
Like this.
That knife is clear through your hand now. And if you ever want to have relations with it again, it's time to start talking. Or I could just twist.
No further application of pressure was necessary, as Rico Marr finally confessed.
Tessa put me up to it. It was her all along. She knew Thorne was... Get him kicked out. It was all her idea.
Tessa Lim, the engineer.
My investigation into Tessa Lim took me to the operator of the sugar wire shack during Thorne's rotation.
Conflict? You could say there was conflict between Thorne and Tessa. We couldn't decide if they hated each other or had some secret, twisted thing going on when no one was looking. I guess hate won out in the end.
What was the source of conflict between Thorne and Tessa?
Everything. From resource allocation to safety protocols. She was never happy with a single decision he made.
What about the encrypted messages?
Thorne received a few of them over the past months. I never decoded them. Thorne handled that himself.
One by one, the pieces began to fall into place. Engineer Tessa Lim had a combative relationship with her crew chief and wanted him out of the way. But I knew there had to be more
A large
to it.
sandstorm is approaching.
And to discover what that was, I would have to go to the source. Thank you for cooperating, Tessa.
Oh, what choice do I have?
None. Tell me about Thorne.
Thorne was a special kind of incompetent. The dangerous kind. In spite of what you think, it wasn't personal. His bad decisions put our lives at risk.
He was well regarded by the crew.
Big whoop. So he was popular. good at his job.
How does Rico fit into it?
I never told Rico to steal anything, but I knew Thorn was receiving those messages on the down low. And when Rico came back with his face busted in, maybe I put the idea in his head.
To steal the message.
Yeah, but if anyone needs to be investigated here, it's Lena Orlov. Her and Thorn had something going on.
Interesting. I've heard from others that you and Thorn had something going on.
Don't make me throw up. Jarek Thorn makes the Harkonnen look attractive by comparison.
Tell me about Orlov.
To start with, Rico sleeps in a bunk. Thorn has a cabin with a door.
So?
So, unless Orlov can see through wood, how could she know that Rico was in Thorn's quarters that night? She must have been there, right? Inside Thorn's cabin. How else could she have such intimate knowledge of his thoughts and plans?
The accusations were flying fast and loose, and tensions were running high. As I wrapped up the interview with Tessa, she dropped another bombshell.
And if Rico was supposed to be in the Shigawire shack alone that night, where was Jed?
The mystery deepens on the Sand Titan as the web of deception grows. What is the truth about the relationship between Thorn and his shift supervisor? And what was Shigawire operator Jeb really up to at the time of the murder? The truth is out there, dear listener, buried in the sands of fate. Join us again next time as we uncover more secrets and lies on Death on the Titan. Swordmaster Radio, voice of the Spice Miners Guild, broadcasting from Amazon Depository at frequency 732.4 on your local computer next time. It's the Grabbin' Gang, presented by the Imperial Scenarist Guild and Linder and Gold Coffee. Wake up with Linder and Gold. We put the spice in it for you.
The Grabbin' Gang was recorded before a live studio audience.
Another day, another soul. And there goes Frank flying by. Hello.
Hey there, neighbor! How do you like my new copter? Yeah, built it myself!
Oi, you okay, Frank?
Just a fretful.
Yeah, not to worry, love. He missed our property entirely. Oh, there you are. Morning, sunshine.
Grabbing life isn't for the faint of heart, but at least we keep it interesting.
Now, if I can just get this old water recycler working, who in the right mind would make it like... Oh, come on. Oh, fantastic. Oh, the screws are made out of Swiss cheese. Now, that's quality work here, boys. Yeah, lovely. Oh! Oh, you... Pigeon accessible son of a nearly...
Stuff, that thing's older than your jokes. Give it up already.
No. Don't you listen to her, Betty.
Who's Betty?
What? The water recycler, of course.
At least we know who we're burying when she conks out for the last time.
Yeah, right. Yeah, almost got it. She just needs a little coaxing, and she'll start purring.
R.I.P. Betty. Gone, but not forgotten. Maybe you should get Frank to help.
Do you remember the last time we got Frank to help? You were visiting your sister in Hurricane, and Depot 12 got popped with a surprise inspection, yeah? Oh, you don't remember? The man said my hair was 3 centimeters over Guild Regs.
Oh, now I remember. You were kinda shaggy, Dove.
Well, I had no choice. I needed it cut.
And I told you to wait until I got home. I don't know why you would ever go to Frank.
I look like a bloody Harkonnen for weeks, love.
Mom, Dad, can you guys keep it down? I'm trying to hear my Communinet shows.
Hey, Junie, hun. Maybe you can do that outside and keep an ear open for worm sign.
You know, sandworm activity's up 9,000% since that bastard Zantara took out the shield wall.
How did Zantara take out the shield wall in one day, and it took you 6 months to build a shed?
Don't you compare me to that outlaw.
No, trust me. I've seen his holo. You don't compare at all.
Now, that's seditious talk, that is. He's an enemy of the Imperium.
Oh, that sounds like a good game for frisky time. Enemy of the Imperium. Ew, you two are gross.
What? You're gross.
Dove.
What? Have you seen her bedroom? Or, and I dare you, have you smelled it?
Speaking of which, where's your mother?
Hey! Get out of my grabbing, you overgrown bottom sucker!
Mum, what are you doing?
I'm teaching this thing some manners.
It's a sandworm, not a stray bat.
Oh, that one had spunk. I like it. Why do we have to live with the worms? I can take anything on it, but enough with the worms already.
You heard what the science man said about our gravity there. The worms cut a hallway through the rock. But he also said they come through so fast, they don't even notice.
We should charge them a toll. 5 Solari per trip.
Then we could finally get a new ground car. Hey?
I wouldn't have to run so fast between Rock Islands. Speaking of which, it's off to the trade post.
daisies?
Sounds perfect for you two.
Well, couldn't be worse than visiting your sister in Week say.
Anyhow, this new inspector is supposed to be a real hard nose. Name's Inspector Rick. Oh, I knew a Rick's once.
What? That's disgusting, Mum.
Oh, you know what I mean, right?
Yes, Mother, we all know.
It rhymes with Rick's.
We gets it, Mum.
Face it, Dove. Depot 12 isn't exactly known for having the tightest security system.
Now, don't talk about old Gus that way.
Who's old Gus?
He's, our security system. And he is just fine as long as he, doesn't drink hot Kool-Aid milk.
What happens when he drinks hot Kool-Aid milk?
The same thing that happens to anyone who drinks hot Kool-Aid milk.
He locks himself in the toilet for 30 minutes?
Oh, he falls asleep, of course.
That's much better. People know three sectors in the last quarter, Dove. The Spiceminers building going to shut us down.
Well, that's not if I can help it. Me and Frank are going to come up with a plan to make Depot 12 the most secure spice depot on Arrakis.
Relaxed, huh? He's got us covered.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of.
Hey, don't knock until you hear the plan, buddy boy. I rigged together a special security.
You are still making bits of your last apparatus from your arse.
Yeah, trust me, buddy. This one is foolproof. My best invention yet.
And that is what I'm afraid of.
Good morning, people. I'm here to conduct a thorough inspection of your current security initiative. This sector is one of the worst in the Imperial Basin.
You blame the Kira for that, Inspector.
I'll decide where the blame goes, Dune man. Now, show me your security.
Very good, Inspector. Thank you.
Oh, that's my cue. Automaton awaken!
What am I looking at?
My new sentry automaton. I named him Gary. He's scanning for intruders now.
Is he?
Don't worry. It's all clockwork. No Butlerian proscription broken here.
Frank, he must think we are the intruders, eh?
Oh, that's not good.
What do you mean that's not good, Frank?
I mean, maybe it's not.
Uh-oh. Looks like we're gonna need another inspector.
I got this one in my hair.
Oh, another day, another Solari.
This is Dune man Keith Villari. All guild brothers know about the danger of entanglement in harvesters. But what about the cost and equipment downtime? Each moving part must be carefully sanitized of blood, bone, and other viscera, costing your guild greatly in lost time and efficiency. Be profitable. Be safe.
The Combined Hornet Communinet Theater presents an Arakin Playhouse production of 5 Days at Carthage. Brought to you by the generous patronage of the Padishah Emperor and the tireless support of the Spice Miners Fellowship and the Leisure Committee. And now, it's time to dim the lights and return with us to those fateful days before catastrophe came calling. It's part 1 of 5 Days at Carthage.
The Imperial Scenarist Guild has been provided unfettered access to the sealed records and testimonies of those who survived the Carthage incident. The following dramatization represents the official truth, as judged and signed by the Imperial Chamber Court and Audit Council.
So let us journey then to the burning sands of Arrakis, a desert planet in a far-flung corner of the known universe. The year is 10-194, and the war of assassins between House Atreides and their ancient enemy House Harkonnen is well underway. Our tale unfolds in the teeming industrial sprawl of Carthage, the seat of Harkonnen power on Arrakis. It's early morning in the Peon Quarter, as the workers ready themselves for a long day of toil in their baron's name.
Come to tea, Devan. You'll be late again.
Only tea? Is there no more bread?
What bread remains I'm keeping for dinner. You've had your fill.
I told you before, Mother. I won't be home for dinner tonight, or anytime soon. We're on double shift until further notice. Oh, don't give me that look. You know I have no say in the matter. And they are cracking down on anyone who gives even the slightest trouble. Ufim's cousin disappeared. They say he was an outlaw, but no one can say what he did.
Your father said this day would come. When peons would be no better than Morla.
That's crazy, Mother. We have the peons' compact.
To hell with the compact. Do they expect you to work as a machine? Never rest.
Mother, watch what you say. You know they listen. Please. Let's just say the words and have our tea.
The words. Can't. Too angry.
But, Mother, we happily say the words every morning.
Fine. We live by our baron's leaf. The roof above our heads belongs to him. He permits us to dwell in his domain, and in return, we pledge our eternal loyalty, obedience, and maximal effort, with an eye towards efficiency.
Long live. I'm sorry, Mother, but if you must blame someone, blame Santana. His most recent attack destroyed our last phased ion refinery in the northern precinct. Fremen bastard.
Hey, your father has Fremen blood on his mother's side.
I say good riddance. It's said they practice cannibalism.
Don't be a fool, Devon. Those are old Imperial lies. It's well known that the Ikwan did will remove the blood of their dead to make water.
Mother.
Open your eyes, my son!
I wasn't going to tell you, but thanks to your Fremen hero, we're test firing a long-throw Cutter-A auger today with an ungraded barrel.
Is that dangerous?
Only if the phase differential is off by more than 0.0003.
Devon, you can't. I forbid it. Why are they making you do this?
Because, Mother, Zantara destroyed the last facility that made and tested precision las barrels.
No. No, no, no.
I've got to go.
Be careful, Devon. I feel something very bad is coming. Its shadow is already upon us.
Mason condensers at full potential. Are we clear to start the firing cycle?
Eisendrath controllers in the green, all mirrors 100% alignment. And still, my reservations remain.
I'll be sure to let the Baron know next time we have dinner. For now, let's get on with our job.
You had dinner with the Baron? No, Areg. He was being sarcastic. And I will say it again. The long-throw cutaway auger is a precision tool and requires equal precision in its maintenance. Never in my 97 years as a peon have I test-fired an ungraded barrel. I have no idea how it's going to react. It is insanity, Davon.
No one here disagrees with you, Wolfie. But we have written orders from the House Munitions Master, co-signed by Peter de Vries. They need this laser auger online yesterday.
Because there is no risk to them. Let Peter de Vries test-fire the laser.
There's too many eyes on us to mess this up. All we can do is trust in our pre-fire checklist and hope the new barrel materials meet spec. Let's go again. Spooling up Mason condensers. Mason condensers at full potential. Are we clear to start the firing cycle?
Eisendrath controllers in the green. All mirrors, 100% alignment. Signal wave guide, in range.
Areg, how's the mesh?
Phased ion is in the mesh. Optical pump is engaged and the coils are hot.
Okay then, let's take it slow. Engaging throttle. Shut it down! Shut it down! Areg! Venting big tanks! Submerging coils in 3, 2, coil submerge!
What have we done?
Areg!
Devan, Dom, have some food. Do you hear me? Devan? Devan? What is it?
Areg is dead.
What?
He's dead. I saw him die.
What happened?
The laser auger went out of phase. The blood splitter vaporized almost instantly. The whole charge vented onto Areg. He was literally cooked alive. I'll never forget the smell. And the screaming.
He suffered.
Badly. I think.
And you are just home now. How could you work after this? Did they not shut down the shop?
No. They just moved us back to munitions repair and we finished our shifts.
Oh, what is that now?
August Spear! It's coming!
The gladiator? What do you mean?
The Lord Ravan just announced it. A festival with music, food, and August Spear is going to fight! For the first time in 7 years! Right here on Arrakis! Oh, I've got to go. Hey, wait for me!
Did you hear that, Mother? The gladiator, Argus Vir, is coming from Karthag, all the way from Grumman.
Bread and circuses.
Imagine it. Right here in Karthag, the greatest gladiator in the known universe.
And what about your friend?
Which friend?
The dead boy. Arik.
Oh, yes. Poor Areg.
Yes. Poor Arik.
He would have loved to see Argus Vir.
listening to Harvester Radio, home of the Daily Motivational, with Master Inspirator, Jovian Huss.
This is your Master Inspirator with the Daily Motivational. Today we must work hard, in silence, and let productivity be our cry.
The mystery deepens aboard the Sand Titan, as Crew Chief Jarek Thorne's death remains unsolved, and the flies begin to circle. It's Death on the Titan, Episode 3, The Visitor.
We need to talk about where you were, Jeb, the night Crew Chief Thorne died.
I don't remember exactly. I might have stepped out for some air. I just needed a break. The work gets stressful, you know.
You were running dark that night, but the weather hooks were engaged on Pad 1. Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Malfunction.
What do we know about weather hooks?
They're used to secure ornithopters in bad weather.
But isn't it true that weather hooks can only be engaged from the cockpit of a thopter?
I don't know. I'm a comms guy.
Do you recall seeing an ornithopter?
No. I don't recall seeing a thopter or anything, really.
You sure about that? A Thopter's hard to miss, even in a storm. Especially if it engaged the weather hooks.
Well, I honestly can't recall anything like that. Maybe the hooks malfunctioned. I'm sure it's happened. Everything else malfunctions before long on this tow.
Of course, we could find no evidence of any unscheduled Thopter landing on the Titan. But maybe someone else knows something. Maybe someone knows exactly who landed on the flight deck that night.
I told you already. I don't know anything. Am I free to go?
With Jeb's memory failing to provide any clarity, I turn my attention to Ship Supervisor Lena Orlov. Several things she let slip hinted at a closer relationship with Crew Chief Thorne. There had to be more to their connection than she was letting on.
There was nothing going on between us. We were just colleagues.
Tessa mentioned that you and Thorne had a close relationship.
Well, Tessa's wrong. There was nothing romantic between us.
Why would she lie about something like that?
Maybe to deflect suspicion from herself.
You know what? That's exactly what I thought too. But then, she played me this.
I'm glad we had these moments together.
Me too, Derek. I don't think I could survive another day in this barren wasteland without you.
Not a bitch. Who goes around recording the conversations of their crewmen?
She was keeping tabs on Thorne, documenting his lack of leadership skills.
Oh, she wouldn't shut up about that. You should have just transferred her to another rotation.
Tell me about you.
All right. We were involved. But we were happy. I had no reason to harm him.
If you had nothing to hide, why keep it a secret?
Because it's personal. It has nothing to do with his death.
Did anyone else know about your relationship?
No, I kept it private. It was nobody's business. Tessa has always had it out for Thorne. She's just trying to stir up trouble.
Tell me about Jeb.
What about him?
His alibi is weak. As is his assertion that he received Thorne's secret messages, but had no interest or capacity to decode them.
He had the capacity, if he wanted to. We both had the same signals training.
Does that mean you could decode the message too?
Yes, I could.
Then tell me, what did the secret messages say?
Stay tuned for our next exciting episode, where secrets unravel and the truth comes to light on Death on the Titan.
This is your Master Inspirator with the Daily Motivational. Today, we must remember, difficult doesn't mean impossible. Instead, we must work harder. Later with the daily motivational. Today we must remember, no matter how hard we work, someone else is working harder.
Wow, wow.
neither.
You're dressed, you're going. Consider it your sole familial obligation. I had those dresses brought in from Chusik at great expense. You will be seen in them.
Not by Fade Rotha. And he's the only one we care about. Fade is the premier get as far as eligible bachelors are concerned, darling.
Who put that nonsense in their heads, hmm?
It's true. Ever since the Atreides girl humiliated him at Arsent, Fade has been actively receiving suitors.
Whores, you mean? Oh, you're fooling yourselves, girls. All of you. You haven't the slightest chance with Fade Ratha. No. His mate will be selected for political advantage above all, and we offer none.
Father!
I know you think me cruel, but it's the truth. Ah, saved by a knock at the door.
Grim tidings, High Prefect.
Girls, out. You stay, darling. Davros, report.
We're getting calls from all wards, sir. Somehow, a sizable supply of alcohol has made it through the security zone and is being distributed throughout the city.
Throughout the city?
Drunken debauchery reported in all wards, sir. We're shutting down pores as fast as we can, but we can't keep up.
I told them this would happen. You can't drive the workers harder and harder and take away their outlets at the same time. The pressure can only build so much before it explodes.
So what do we do, sir?
What do? We do nothing. Perhaps the alcohol is a gift. Perhaps the crowds will have a riotous good time and wear themselves out before we see any proper unrest. What is your read on the crowd's temper, Davros?
Happy, sir. Excited for the most part. Excited for Argus Veer, that is.
If there's one clever move Lord Raban has made in recent memory, darling, it's delivering the great gladiator. I thought the old hedgehog was retired.
He is, but Glossu had nothing to do with it. Argus Veer is here at the Baron's request.
Well, it doesn't matter who brought him. What matters is that he's here. I shudder to think about how the crowd might respond were they denied their spectacle.
Well, we'll all be denied, sir, if we don't get going. Your ground car awaits.
Vastari! What happened to Valentin?
Oh? I know I'm late with your spice, but it's been insane up top. The crowd's worked up as I have never seen.
Oh my. Argus.
Yeah, well, better wake him already. He's up next.
I think that might be a problem.
I can get a bucket of water or something.
We're going to need more than a bucket of water, I'm afraid. Argus Veer is dead.
You're tuned to Harvester Radio, the Dune Man source for bulletins, weather, and matters of import to the Spice Miners Guild.
Gang, presented by the Imperial Scenarist Guild and Linder and Gold Coffee. Wake up with Linder and Gold. We put the spice in it for you.
The Grabbin' Gang was recorded before a live studio audience.
Another day, another Solari.
Breakfast is ready.
Well, then, so am I.
Good morning, love.
It's a great morning, sunshine, especially since we're starting the day with Lindarin Gold Coffee.
You know, they put the spice in it for us.
Thank you, Lindarin Gold.